Finding the best under-sink water filter isn't just about making tap water taste a little nicer. Clear water can still carry dissolved contaminants such as lead, PFAS, fluoride, arsenic, pesticides, and disinfection byproducts. And this is the water you drink, cook with, and use for coffee every day. If you're trying to choose the best under-sink water filter system, the real decision is whether you want high-output reverse osmosis, broad filtration without removing beneficial minerals, smart monitoring, or a simpler traditional RO set up with a storage tank. We're comparing contaminant reduction, dispensing speed, installation, maintenance, and the type of household each system suits. And if you want to check any of them out for yourself, I've put links to the best price I've found for each product in the description and pinned comment. Starting at number 5, the Waterdrop X12 takes the high-output approach with a tankless reverse osmosis system rated for up to 1,200 gallons per day. It fills a 6-ounce glass in around 3 seconds, so you're not standing at the faucet waiting while you fill bottles, cooking pots, or a coffee machine. The 3-to-1 pure-to-drain ratio produces 3 cups of filtered water for every cup sent to the drain, making better use of your incoming supply than many traditional RO layouts. Because there's no separate storage tank, its narrow 6.25-inch body leaves more usable room for cleaning products and kitchen supplies. Water passes through an 11-stage treatment process centered on a 0.0001 micron reverse osmosis membrane. The system is certified to NSF and ANSI standards 42, 58, and 372, and it reduces TDS, chlorine, PFOA, PFOS, fluoride, arsenic, chromium-6, lead, microplastics, sediment, and odor. That gives you meaningful protection against contaminants that may be dissolved in apparently clear tap water and consumed repeatedly through drinks, soups, rice, pasta, and everything else prepared at the sink. After filtration, an alkaline stage adds calcium and magnesium and adjusts the water toward a pH of around 7.5, giving drinking and brewing water a smoother mineral finish. The digital faucet displays real-time TDS information and remaining filter life, so you don't have to rely on memory or guess whether the cartridges are overdue. You can select preset dispensing volumes at the faucet, which is useful when you routinely fill the same mug, bottle, or cooking container. The 3 filters follow different replacement schedules, with typical lifespans of 6, 12, and 24 months, spreading the maintenance across the ownership cycle rather than requiring a complete filter change every few months. If you're trying to choose the best under-the-sink water filter for fast, everyday dispensing, this is the option that puts flow and compact tankless design first. For households that want extremely fast tankless dispensing, certified RO treatment, and faucet-level monitoring, the Waterdrop X12 reverse osmosis system is the strongest high-flow option here. Moving to number 4, the clearly filtered 3-stage under-the-sink water filter system takes a completely different route. Instead of sending water through an RO membrane and separate faucet, it connects to your existing cold water line and filters the water coming through your normal kitchen tap. You don't need electricity, a storage tank, a drain connection, or another hole in the countertop. An installation only requires basic plumbing access and a wrench. Its slim 15-inch wide, 3.1-inch deep frame suits crowded cabinets, apartments, and homes where you want substantial filtration without rebuilding the sink area. Its 3 filters combine coconut carbon with 6 filtration media that bind and extract contaminants as water moves through the system. It removes up to 99.99% of more than 232 contaminants, including chlorine, lead, fluoride, PFOA, PFOS, TTHMs, and chromium-6, while leaving beneficial minerals in the water. Specific reductions exceed 99.34% for lead, 99.62% for PFOA, 99.81% for PFOS, and 90.65% for fluoride, and the system has been independently tested to comply with NSF and ANSI standards 42, 53, 401, and 473. That broad coverage matters because it goes well beyond chemical taste and odor, addressing contaminants you otherwise drink repeatedly without seeing or smelling them. All 3 cartridges share the same replacement schedule, so you change the complete set in one maintenance session rather than tracking 3 separate dates. A single-person household typically gets around 15 months, 2 or 3 people around 12 months, and households with 4 or more people around 9 months, although heavier use and more challenging water shorten that cycle. The system is built in the USA from BPS and BPA-free medical-grade materials and carries a limited lifetime warranty, giving it a straightforward long-term ownership setup. If you want the best under-sink water filtration system without reverse osmosis, this direct connect approach keeps the setup simple while preserving beneficial minerals. For renters, homeowners, and mineral-conscious buyers who want broad contaminant reduction without reverse osmosis or a dedicated faucet, the clearly filtered 3-stage under-the-sink water filter system is the most practical direct connect choice. What's driving your search for an under-sink filter right now? Chlorine taste, fluoride, lead, PFAS, or something that appeared in a water report? Leave a comment with your water source, whether you rent or own, and any test results or questions you have. I read all these comments carefully, and the fuller the picture, the easier it is to help narrow down the right setup for your water. At number 3, the U.S. Water System's American-made reverse osmosis system follows the familiar tank-based RO format, but with higher capacity components and a choice between 5-stage drinking water and 6-stage alkaline configurations. A 100-gallon-per-day TFC membrane supplies a 4.5-gallon storage tank, so treated water builds up between uses and is ready when you open the dedicated faucet. The tank can stand upright or rest on its side, which gives you more flexibility when fitting the system around pipework, waste disposals, or a cabinet shelf. You can choose several faucet finishes or order the system without one when your sink already has a compatible drinking water tap. The first filter captures dirt and rust before they reach the more sensitive treatment stages. 2 carbon blocks then reduce chlorine, chloramine, PFAS, and other chemicals, protecting the RO membrane while giving contaminants more contact time with the carbon media. The membrane separates dissolved solids, fluoride, arsenic, nitrates, and metals such as mercury, while the final carbon stage polishes the stored water before it reaches your glass. That layered approach gives you drinking and cooking water that has been treated for both visible particles and the dissolved contaminants that ordinary sediment or carbon filters may leave behind. Color-coded tubing and 4 main connections make the plumbing easier to follow during installation, and a filter wrench, tube cutter, TDS meter, drain saddle, and connection hardware come with the system. Double O-ring seals help stop water bypassing the cartridges, so incoming water follows the intended filtration path rather than slipping around the media. The storage tank and valves carry 5-year warranties, while the system includes a 1-year satisfaction guarantee and lifetime technical support for setup and ownership questions. If you're looking for the best under-counter water filter in a traditional tank-based format, the serviceable layout and included hardware are the main reasons to consider it. For buyers who prefer a traditional, serviceable RO layout with American-made cartridges, a large tank, and accessible replacement components, the U.S. Water System's American-made reverse osmosis system is the most substantial conventional setup in this lineup. Coming in at number 2, Cloud RO combines tank-based reverse osmosis with the kind of monitoring you normally expect from a connected home appliance. Its NSF 58 certified filtration removes PFAS, fluoride, lead, microplastics, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, and other contaminants commonly found in tap water. A remineralization stage then adds trace amounts of calcium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. So you get broad RO purification without finishing with completely demineralized water. Because these contaminants can otherwise appear in every glass, kettle, soup, and cooking pot, consistent reduction at your main drinking faucet has far more value than an occasional filtered bottle. An internal hydraulic pump maintains water pressure and lets the system supply its dedicated faucet, a refrigerator, an ice maker, or even a more distant basement installation. The 2.8-gallon tank keeps purified water ready between uses, while the system itself measures 11 inches long by 7 inches wide by 16 inches high and sits in front of the tank inside a standard cabinet. Integrated sensors track water quality and consumption and send that information to the Cloud app, giving you a clearer view of how much treated water your household actually uses. The system runs from a replaceable battery pack rather than a nearby electrical outlet, which keeps the undersink installation cleaner. Installation typically takes between 30 and 60 minutes, and the included stainless steel faucet requires an available countertop opening between 1/2 inch and 1¼ inches. The app calculates filter life from your actual consumption and incoming water quality instead of relying only on a fixed calendar reminder. For a family of 4, replacement typically falls between 9 and 12 months, and the battery gets replaced alongside the filters, keeping the routine contained to one service visit. If you want the best under-sink reverse osmosis system with connected monitoring, this is the model that gives you the clearest picture of water use and filter status. For households that want certified RO treatment, app-based water monitoring, flexible refrigerator connections, and a 5-year warranty, Cloud RO is the clear smart ownership pick. And at number 1, the Kind Pro RO Reverse Osmosis Drinking Water System gives you a compact 6-stage setup with a 3-gallon reserve tank and 2 consolidated filter cartridges. The tank holds treated water under pressure, so you have a steady supply ready for drinking, cooking, rinsing produce, and filling the kettle without waiting for the membrane to produce each glass on demand. The filtration unit measures 9.75 inches wide, 13.5 inches deep, and 15.5 inches high, giving it a manageable footprint alongside the tank. It's certified to NSF and ANSI 58 and reduces up to 99% of contaminants, making it a well-rounded primary drinking water system rather than a basic taste and odor filter. The first stage captures dirt, sand, and suspended solids before they can load up the finer treatment media. Granular activated carbon then reduces chlorine, chloramine, VOCs, pesticides, and herbicides, while the RO membrane separates salts, heavy metals, and total dissolved solids with a 96.5% TDS rejection rating. That combination handles both disinfectant residue and dissolved contaminants, giving you more complete treatment for the water you repeatedly drink and absorb into food during cooking. A final coconut shell carbon and calcite stage adds calcium and magnesium back into the purified water, improving its mineral balance and finishing the taste before it reaches the faucet. The sediment, carbon, RO membrane, and polishing media sit inside one 4-stage cartridge that you replace about once per year. The separate remineralization cartridge handles the final 2 stages and follows a 6-month replacement schedule, so upkeep involves 2 clearly defined filter changes rather than a row of individual housings. You can pair the system with chrome, brushed nickel, or oil-rubbed bronze faucet options, and the system is backed by a 120-day satisfaction period and lifetime warranty. If you're trying to find the best under-sink reverse osmosis water filter with remineralization and straightforward maintenance, this combination is what separates Kind from the rest. For buyers who want certified 6-stage RO treatment, remineralized water, a useful storage reserve, and a simple 2-cartridge maintenance plan, the Kind Pro RO Reverse Osmosis Drinking Water System is the best overall under-sink water filter in this lineup.